Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Dr. Laura Sullivan-Green. I am a professor and the department chair of the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department at San Jose State University. We're so sorry we won't get to see you today for Admitted Spartans Day, but I still wanted to share a little bit about civil and environmental engineering that you maybe don't know about. So, civil engineering is a wonderful field of study that allows you to work in a variety of important industries. The major disciplines, and there's 6, which is pretty unusual for one field of engineering, are environmental engineering, water resources engineering, geotechnical engineering, construction engineering, transportation engineering, and structural engineering. There's a lot you can do with a civil engineering degree. You can thank a civil engineer if you did any of these things today or any day. If you drank water, used your restroom, showered, or brushed your teeth, driven on a highway or over a bridge, traveled on a bus or a train, entered a building or parking garage, or used your electricity. These are all things that require civil engineers to help with. One of the questions that I get asked the most is about job security. If I get a degree in civil engineering, will I be able to find a job? What I like to respond with is this data. The American Society of Civil Engineers publishes a report card every 4 years for the country. And we are constantly reminded that our infrastructure needs improvement. We notice when roads are riddled with potholes and bridges are crumbling or water leaks pop up in our neighborhood. Most election years, we see propositions that ask for bonds to pay for our schools, our levees, our roads. We need to invest in our infrastructure if we want to be sure that it is there when we most need it. This report card shows the country's grades in a variety of categories, and this is over the last 20 years. You can see the progression. I know with my kids, I would not be happy if they brought home a report card that looked like this. So why are we willing to allow our infrastructure that we rely on every day to be in this kind of condition? ASC estimates that we need an investment of, wait for this, $4.69 trillion over a 10-year period to maintain a state of good repair and bring our infrastructure grades up to Bs, no As, just Bs. To maintain those grades, if we could get there, if we can get $4.69 trillion, we have to increase our annual investment in our infrastructure by $206 billion every single year. That's to maintain our global competitiveness. We need our infrastructure to support our economy, to support our manufacturing, to support our food production, to support our supply chains. We need it for all of these things. So what about California in that? Those numbers were for the entire country. Overall, California fares a little bit better than the country overall, but we still have some major concerns with some pretty specific areas of our infrastructure. While the report card doesn't give an overall investment needed for the state, we do have some estimates for particular items that you can see on this slide. One of the most important things is we need $45 billion right now for our levees. That's not over a period of time. That is right now. Right after Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans and all of the levees failed and the city flooded, there was a lot of discussion about the fact that Sacramento was actually the most flood-prone city in the country. Not New Orleans that had just flooded, but Sacramento, our state's capital. It has crumbling levees that were never engineered to begin with and could crumble if an earthquake hit or if a major storm hit. One person called Sacramento's flood control a monstrous accident waiting to happen. The state responded immediately after Katrina, and some work was done over the ensuing years. As time has passed, though, our recollection, our fear that was developed from seeing what happened in New Orleans has faded. And there's still so much to be done, and we need to remember that. If Sacramento and the San Joaquin River Delta were to flood after levees crumbled from an earthquake or a major storm that hit, our state's drinking water would be contaminated with salt water. Many, many thousands of acres of fertile agricultural land would be flooded. That affects our food chain. And our state's major transportation corridors, including Interstates 5, 80, and 50, would come to a screeching halt if they were flooded. Not to mention the billions of dollars of infrastructure that would be lost. The 2 million people's lives in Sacramento alone that would be disrupted by a flood. And our state's government that would be potentially flooded as well. Investment in infrastructure is never a bad thing. And it's something we need to make sure that we support every election year. Civil engineering, as I mentioned, has 6 disciplines. And each of those disciplines has some areas of specialization in it that you can also consider. A lot of times when a student gets interested in civil engineering, they think of being a structural engineer. They look at bridges, they look at skyscrapers and think that they want to design that. And that's a fabulous thing to want to do. But there's lots of other things in civil engineering as well. Other students come to civil engineering because they look at our environment and they look at our water and they want to help become more sustainable and provide good water for our people. So students can go into wastewater treatment, pollution control, sanitation engineering, industrial health and safety, making sure that our industries are operating in a healthy manner. Others are looking at transportation, roadways, mass transit, traffic planning, and smart transportation, which is a great field if you're looking at something related to technological advancement, but also are interested in civil engineering. Lots of fun things going on with smart transportation. Some students want to go into construction. They love the idea of planning projects and either being in the field or doing the planning in an office. There's lots of opportunity there. Construction is always going on. And then, of course, I have to say I'm partial to geotechnical engineering, which is so fun because you can literally provide the foundations for all of these other infrastructure projects. You design foundations, you can work on levees or dams or work on soil remediation on the environmental side of things. There's lots of things you can do. So I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this video. And I really want to encourage you to consider civil engineering as a great discipline to enter. And I hope to see you at in our department in upcoming years. Thank you.